Good afternoon. Welcome back, folks. This, our pitch competition. We are getting ready to kick it off. Can I get a round of applause for our pitch competition participants? On behalf of YWCA USA and our CEO, Margaret Mitchell, who couldn't join us, but boy, have I kept her updated, y'all. I've been sending her photos, and I'm sure she's like, I wish I was there. And so she is living it with us through our photos and our sharing and our videos and our energy, and of course, watching live whenever she can. And so really just wanted to welcome you all to our pitch competition and thank again our partners, Procter & Gamble, for making this possible. So thank you, thank you, thank you. So we are here for our Women's Empowerment Summit. We have been leveling up since yesterday morning. I don't know about y'all, but I feel fed. I feel like I've been leveled up in so many ways. My notebook got all sorts of scribble. I'm like, slow down. All the good stuff, especially Marco. Today I'm like, ma'am, I need you to. And she gave us some time to write some good stuff down. And she brought us some materials and helped us to visualize where we're headed. And so we are prepared to go down a journey with our pitch finalists to understand their businesses. And so really, I'd like to thank those finalists. I'd like to thank YWCA Houston for hosting us here in Houston with this event. And of course, our 5 incredible finalists, I want to celebrate with them and congratulate them in advance. In advance. Congratulate you all in advance for making it to this point and for bringing your dreams with us and sharing it with us through your lens and your business and how you seek to increase wealth for yourselves and your family and your community. So thank you. So with that, I would like to invite Melissa up to the stage.
How we doing? That was so whack. I'm sure the live stream was louder, but I'm in Texas, which is a rare moment and feat for a variety of reasons. So could you just prove your brand? I'm asking you one more time. How you doing? Because they always say y'all do big things down here. Okay, see, now we got a whole new level. They always say y'all do big things, but I wasn't feeling it. I wasn't feeling it. How many of you have been to a pitch competition before? Raise your hand. Okay. What's the best part about it? What's the best part about a pitch competition? Hearing the wonderful businesses changing the world. All right. Yes, ma'am. I believe you raised your hand. Yes. Winning money. Have you won before? All right. So you need to send them positive energy. Yes, ma'am. I love that. Having questions from judges to help you get to the next level. I love that. So I am honored to be here. My name is Melissa Bradley. I am a serial entrepreneur as well as a venture capitalist. It has been my privilege to be able to work with the Y in partnership to get this far with these amazing young ladies. I want to take a moment to give a special shout out to Michelle for pulling this together and making sure I got to Houston. To Shannon, who was like, I'm nervous, but I trust, so I appreciate the trust. Thank you, Shannon. And to our tireless and almost voiceless Taylor, thank you very much as well. We appreciate that. So as mentioned, you will hear from some amazing women today who were vetted. It wasn't like, oh, I want to be here, you get to be here. But the YWCA team did an amazing job of making sure that you are seeing some of the best and brightest. And so I'm raising the bar for them. You will hear from each of these young women, and I will give you a little bit of story about each of them that I have learned over the past several weeks as they get to present. But obviously, as mentioned, the whole point of this competition is to be able to give away some money. And also to make sure that we're helping these women. I often find that as the non-financial support that entrepreneurs get, that is often more valuable than the financial support. And so I'm honored that we have some amazing judges. I'm going to start first here to my far left with Dr. Ann Horick, who is joining us as well. She is the board's vice chair. Thank you, Ann. Appreciate it. Also happy from DC, along with me, happy to introduce Mariko Bennett. Did I get that right? Mariko. I was so focused on the Mariko. And she runs Coco Bee Productions. And last but not least, Michelle Singh. I can't mess that up. And she is an entrepreneur herself. So thrilled to have her here. Give them a round of applause because people could be anywhere. So a couple of things to keep in mind, and particularly those are live streaming. Take your own time to vote. Think about what you would ask. Think about if you were up here, what would you want to make sure you are sharing about your business? And more importantly, what lessons are you learning from these women? I often find that people come to a pitch competition just so they can cheer for one or the other, but the reality is everybody's a winner. We know right now that there's a record number of Black women in particular that are starting businesses, and we know that access to capital is limited. We know that it costs at least $250,000 more for a Black entrepreneur to start the same exact business as their white peer. We know that while 60% of all businesses fail within 5 years, Black businesses last at least 8.5. So this is not about, oh, let me do something cool, let me help out those people. The reality is this is an investment in what we see the future of entrepreneurship and the future of small business to be. So I thank you for making the right choice to be here. So let's get started. First up, how this will work is they will come up. The ladies will have 3 minutes to pitch to you. There's a timer right here. So if you see them looking down or whatever the case may be, so you know fully what's happening, all slides are going to be on the side. And then the judges will get 5 minutes, and Shannon will make sure that they stay on their toes. So we've been at this for a while, and I've had the privilege to get to spend some time with the ladies, both on Zoom, on the phone, or in person. And so I want to take this privilege to share one good thing about each of them that I have been really impressed with over time. And so I started an entrepreneur probably when I was like 22. And did some things that I probably would never do again, thank goodness. All legal, by the way, but just mistakes that I would not have done. And it has been a pleasure watching Genesis be able to tell her story and kind of the changes that she has made. It's important to know that we've been through COVID, we've been through a lot. And so the biggest word for people is pivot. And we know that some people have pivoted and were not successful. And so I've been really proud to hear about how Genesis was able to pivot and now is successful. So ladies and gentlemen, Genesis.
Mic check. Mic check. Mic check. Thank you, Melissa. All right. Hi, my name is Genesis Bensavanga Sr., owner and CEO of Lorenzo's Frozen Pudding. And I'm here to tell you about the wonderful world of the one and only gourmet Lorenzo's Frozen Pudding. The story starts first with my dad, Lorenzo, born and raised on the south side of Chicago, would always say, you heard of banana pudding, but you never had mine. He would give this renewed recipe away to his family and friends until he decided to take what he had to use to bring in an income for his family. And this is where we took to the streets of Chicago. And our most famous spot was the Juvenile Detention Center. We would bring smiles to faces that everyone who entered the facility and left just by selling pudding. And we have been at this for a while until we took what we had to approach our local market, our local buyers. Everyone loves Lorenzo's Frozen Pudding. We were in 20 independent retail stores, 30 big box stores such as Mariano's and Jewel Osco, and we're making great turns on all 3 of our SKUs every 10 days until we outpaced our growth. We did what every early entrepreneur does. We didn't account for every detail to go into our margin. The more we made, the further behind we got. So because we didn't account for our margins, our economics was not working for us. Now, this is the difference between a dreamer and entrepreneur. This is what makes the entrepreneur successful. This is how Lorenzo's Frozen Pudding is successful. Allow me to reintroduce myself. My name is Genesis Bensavanga Sr., owner and CEO of Lorenzo's Frozen Pudding. And I am so thrilled to tell you where we are now. We have our margins, our marketing, our promotions figured out. We're profitable unit by unit. We have manufacturing to scale. We have 4 different distribution channels, 3 of which are national, 1 is regional. We are in 67 locations at Walgreens in Chicago with plans to have a more national reach in 2024. We are going into 188 Jewel Oscos. We are suppliers with the Hyatt Corporation, and we are undergoing product evaluation with the Chicago Public School District to be on menu. And please stay on the lookout for our non-dairy, gluten-free line of frozen pudding. Now, what you need is a break from your ordinary CPG. You need Lorenzo's Frozen Pudding. And what is our ask? Of course, Of course, it's capital. We need capital. But what we really need is the partnerships and the mentorships with the YWCA to gain contracts. We need the partnerships with Procter and Gamble to be at events. Our products are premium. Thank you so much for having me. Oh, questions. Questions.
So thank you so much. And for your presentation, I want to ask you, you mentioned quickly gluten-free, but I'd like to ask a little bit more about the pudding. Is it healthy? Is it high in sugar? Some of the nutritional aspects of the pudding, and maybe also where you get the supplies for the pudding.
Yes, definitely. So, when you make banana pudding, you get it from off the shelf. It has preservatives in it. What I was able to do was take out all the preservatives in my frozen pudding. The first ingredient is milk. The milk is pasteurized right before production. We use all real fruit, bananas. My strawberries are fresh. My pineapples come from Hawaii themselves. And I have a new chocolate flavor, actually, that's made from real cocoa butter, and it's pH balanced. So it's definitely a premium line of a product.
Awesome. Thank you for being here. Good to see you again. We were on Walgreens call a while ago, Mariko.
So, yeah, that's why I remember your name.
I'm waiting to taste my pudding. I can't wait.
Yes.
My question is, if you win this grant competition, kind of what's your first investment? What do you plan to do with the dollars if you were to win this contest?
That would definitely go into marketing promotions, because I am going into those stores currently, and what I want to be able to do is to drive out the people in those stores, in those regions where they're at, and also do some guerrilla marketing. I do a lot of festivals, and to be able to be in the location of a festival and, to have somebody have that experience of a frozen pudding and they remember to either buy it online or go to your retail store.
Hi.
Hey.
My question is about your team. Can
Yes.
you tell me who your immediate team is and what expertise they bring to making your product successful in the market that you're in?
Yes, currently I have 2 advisors, actually 3 advisors now, 2 of which are helping with financials, one of which is helping me get relationships within my Chicago network. So that's been very beneficial, just because I started with my dad and I spearheaded the company by myself. So now I have to look without, and I have it in manufacturing, and different distribution. I can really just relay on, those key factors.
So if you get the money and you have this marketing promotion, are you ready to scale up the production? And how would that happen? Like, where's the manufacturing happening?
Yes.
Are those places able to scale up for you?
Yes. I am like the smallest, I would say, in manufacturing. My manufacturing, so if I make a product, it'll be 300 gallons. That's the smallest I can make, right? And that's because he's a bigger manufacturer. He's 2 hours away in Fayetteville, Michigan. So I always drive up to my productions, and I'm ready to scale now. I have manufacturing. I have different channels to get the products to distribution itself. And it's basically my go time. And that's why I'm here, so I can be able to take this money and really put it into the next step.
A whole list of questions.
No, I'm good.
Okay. All right. Sorry, y'all. It's got to be a good time. So you did an amazing job presenting, and it was really beautiful to hear second generation of, your product. And I loved the first slide and how you were able to kind of show the bootstrap and where you all were and then where you are now. So talk about the future. What do you see? What's your vision for this company? And if at your wildest dreams, you are doing what? Where are you? Where can we see you? Where can we find Lorenzo's frozen pudding?
International. Like there's so many different case studies that's been out, right? So if we think about Red Bull, Vitamin Water, they were out guerrilla marketing where you needed them to be. And that's what we do currently in Chicago, right? But let's take this international. Let's go international with it. Also, we're in food service. So not just in retail stores. We're in the corporations like Hyatt. We're in food service. We're in the the districts at the school. So we're providing healthy meals too, you know, with the students. So like that's really where I aim to be as an international company and to have a legacy.
Okay. At least for me, this is the last question of on my list of questions. How how will you measure the success of the investment that if you win? What's your measurable outcome?
My measurable outcome would be taking the money that I have and putting it into the dollars that, for instance, when you do marketing promotion in different stores, like the 15% that'll go towards like print, or another percent that'll go towards like being there locally and like really engaging with the customers and things like that.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, we have to give it up one more time because anybody who goes first, that says a lot. That says a lot. That says a lot. And great questions from the judges. All right now. We stand up here, we can see the judges' clock countdown. And I feel at one point she was like, are we done yet? So great job to the judges. Next up, we have Sheila Coates of Be Your Own Brand. Let me just say the hat says it all, right? So at first I couldn't hear her. I mean, I couldn't see her. I could only hear her. And I was like, okay, all right. And then she gets on the video. I'm like, oh, damn, she's a real boss. Okay, with the whole fly hat, fly do. But it all makes sense when you get the chance to hear what she does. So ladies, welcome Sheila.
Hello, everybody. As she said, my name is Sheila Coates. I am the creator of BYOB. That does not stand for Bring Your Own Booze. That stands for Be Your Own Brand. And I'm excited to talk to you because we've heard a lot about branding, and I'm talking about personal branding. What makes you, you? What makes you stand out in the crowd? And so as you can see up here, I call myself from entertainment executive to entrepreneur because for over 20 years, yes, I started when I was 8, I was branding and marketing celebrities, some that you may have heard, like Monica, Janet, Diddy, Next, Angie Stone, and a bunch of others. And what I learned while I was doing that with them is that I created BYOB because I realized that everybody doesn't understand what makes them unique. And the best artists and the best people do understand what makes them them. So if I were to ask you, what do you, Oprah, Walmart, and Mercedes have in common? What would you say? Well, the answer is you are all a brand. And your brand is just as important, if not more so, because it's what people count on from you. When you step into a room, what is it that you want them to get? Because they're going to get something. At BYOB, we brand on who you are, not what you do. Because when the what changes, then what? Right? How many people in here had different jobs? You can't brand yourself on being a president, the vice president. How many people in here had different careers? I can raise 2 hands. I've had a few. But who I am goes to everything that I do. So the consistency and the authenticity of what I do is me. And I bring that every time I step into a room. So at BYOB, we know this is true and we know it works because we've done this at Macy's, Toyota, Genentech, AT&T, PG&E, and a bunch of others. There's 3 steps. One is to define it. You got to define yourself or someone else will. You know that's true. We've done it with people who stood up on the stage, right? We do it all day to people. 2, you have to be it. Whatever you say in 1, you must be in 2. I can't say I'm smart in 1 and then do dumb things in 2. I can't say I'm creative in 1 and not have a creative bone in my body in 2. And then the 3rd is to look it. And we have found that the success of this impacts the employees at these companies with all of these things listed here. And at the end of the day, productive people increases the profits. I like to say they bring us in because we're nice, but it's not. They bring me in to do this live because we bring them money. Why am I here? I want to do these online with an AI digital component so women and young people can experience BYOB. They're the demographic who really needs it the most. And now that I've gotten an award for my app And Toyota has done a pilot for this. We know that it can work. It's not your normal webinar, I'm tired of Zoom. It is much more than that. So at the end of the day, I always say, BYOB, baby, be your own brand, because everybody else is taken. All you can be is you. Thank you.
If you don't know what her brand is by now, you in trouble. Mariko.
Started with me. I thought that was really comprehensive. Thank you, Sheila.
Thank you.
That was fabulous. And you are being your own brand with your fabulous self. So
I try.
I'm going to ask the same question. We're going to start with, if in fact you were to win this competition, what exactly will you do with the dollars? So I heard, you know, you want to invest in AI app, you want to build that, but like, what exactly will you do and how will we measure success? We'll add that piece into it.
Absolutely. Well, I'm going to create a digital platform because, as most people know, when you're a service business, you generally don't have products, right? And so I'm going to create products, and I've already started because Toyota did one, but they owned it. They did a webinar. I hate webinars, and I'm sure everybody pivoted with Zoom, but I'm creating a platform that's going to have 3 options, and these webinars will be interactive, will include AI, will have downloadable information so that people can instantly feel the impact of when I do this live online. I also got an award for an app. It's called the BYOB app, and it allows you to put in what you want to project, and then the clothes come up to help you do that. Because a lot of times we don't know what we're saying with clothes, and I say clothes are much more than this made me look cute or is my butt looking big, right? It can tell you if you're powerful. It can tell you if you're strong. It can tell me if you're creative or eclectic or independent or detailed. And so the app, along with the digital products, will be the platform geared initially to women and young people. That's my passion, young women and men.
Hi again.
Hi.
All right. So my question is about, you mentioned online learning and the app and the webinars, and online learning is such a competitive and vastly growing field. So what is your edge? What makes your app, your webinar? I know you say your webinar is gonna have, you know, downloadables and things like that.
Right.
What is your competitive edge for the digital realm? And what's the gap you're gonna fill for that, for your target audience?
Exactly.
Yes.
2 ways. One is going to be back of the room sales, because I do this live in front of keynotes and different companies, and I have not left a company where the employees have said, I wish my daughter can have this. I wish my son could have heard this. I wish my husband could have heard this, right? Because they understand the power after we come out of there of understanding your brand. So one, it's already a back of the room sales kind of pitch, because I also teach at colleges and high schools. I'm also on the board of Save a Girl, Save a World, where I came from here, from Atlanta, which is a mentoring program. And we have 170 young girls from HBCUs who I can tell you need this app. They need the confidence. They need to be able to walk into a room and understand that there's no competition. What I bring is what I bring, and what you bring is what you bring, and together we make a good team, right? But you got to know what you're bringing to the table. So some of this is already built in because it's already what I do. And like I said, Toyota has already done this. They put it on their sales webinar for their sales team. So I know it's effective. I know it's not your normal, I sit there for 1 hour, I listen, I get off. It's very interactive and has a lot of downloadable parts so that you stay engaged. They were surprised that they were going to have their salespeople stay engaged for the whole 16 modules. But I got the feedback that they stayed for the whole thing. Generally, people watch 2, jump off, come back. They stayed for the whole thing. So I have some stats and some data that shows that already.
So my question is about sustainability, because, you know, you don't just build an app or digital platform. It's constantly having to be updated, constantly having to be monitored. You know, I don't know how they interact. Are they submitting things into the digital platform? Well, how would you, what have you thought about, or what would you, what do you need to do to build sustainability into the digital part of your product?
Sure. The app is probably the part that needs to be updated the most. The other pieces are kind of like evergreen. You just update them as you're probably changing for your demographic. That's why I'm only limited to 2. You know, I've had people say to me, I should do one for men, but my passion is young people and women. So those are the areas that I'm going to stick with so that I can keep it minimal and kind of direct. In terms of the app, I created the app about 10 years ago and had an NDA from Nordstrom's, but it was way before the time. Timing was off, just being honest. We weren't as advanced as we are now, right? And so I created it for the individual store so that when you went into a Nordstrom, because it's customer service based, you could say, oh, I want to look powerful, yet have a little flair and be eclectic. And that app will pull up clothing, and you could say, I'm going to a business luncheon, right? And that app would pull up clothing that matched what you said. And then they can pull those pieces for you and tell you what you liked, and then you can try them on. Now it's open to the world because the world has changed, and the way we shop now is coming from everywhere. So now I can aggregate larger. I'm not sure I want to, or am I still going to go back to a Nordstrom's or a Macy's or someone like that and do a specific? So there's options, I guess I should say.
Thank you very much for those options. Appreciate you.
Thank you.
Again, Houston, y'all letting me down. That was a little. I'll make one of y'all come up here and like just do a freestyle and see what happens. Next up, we have Emaline from Southern Belle Cleaners. But before we do that, I'm going to start making sure that you all understand how important this is, because I see people smiling, they're getting cheering and all that kind of stuff. But let me explain how important this really is, and a special shout out to P&G for their support. It is proven that 63% of greater impact, productivity, and profitability occurs when there are women as founders, period. But of course, we know that women get less than 2% of all venture funding, and Black women get less than 1%. So we begin to see the mismatch. And so it's competitions like this, support from P&G, that's extremely important to help these entrepreneurs get a leap and take that jump to the next level so they can indeed hopefully convince folks this is a worthy investment. Speaking of worthy investments, when I first met Emaline, I was like, uh-oh, we got a real Southern Belle. And I didn't even realize that was the name of her company at the time. And I was like, what is Southern Belle Cleaners? And I will say, spending time with her and listening to her pitch, I would say that what she does is outpaces what people think of when Southern Belle. When you think of Southern Belle, you may think of like Prissy or like Jasmine Guy on Different World kind of thing, right? That is not, I mean, she may look that way today, but Emaline is in there. So she is just put a whole new spin on what does it mean to be Southern Belle Cleaners, but is really taking customer service and caring for our community at a whole new level. So ladies, Emaline. And gentlemen,
why am I going through yours? Okay. Oh, okay. I'm sorry. Oh, child. All right, I'm here now. All right. Good morning, everyone. My name is Emaline Head, and I'm founder of Southern Belle Cleaners. But we are way more than cleaners. We are there helping your uncle as he gets ready for extermination so he can live and entertain in his home again. We're clearing out your grandmother's bedroom so we can prevent from additional falls. We're right there decluttering your neighbor's home so she can get ready for downsizing. There are 10 million Americans who have expressed a deep anxiety when releasing items for their home. And then there's another 10 million seniors that are in homes that have cluttered walkways, infestation, and a list of other safety concerns. What Southern Belle Cleaners is, we partner with other organizations that are already closely working with these individuals. Some of our clients, they're in hoarding situations, they're dealing with divorce, loss of a loved one, and sometimes just loss of a job. We come in there and we give them a customized, judgment-free process so they can return back to a respectable and healthy living environment. And let me just tell you how we do it. So I'll walk you through it. So we start with a customized physical consultation where we go into the home, assess the situation, and then we come up with a plan, a 5S plan for that individual client, where we sort, set in order, shine, which is like what we call a deep cleaning. And then we find ways in their home where they can sustain and standardize this new living environment. Next steps for us is I want to become a life coach. So I can, after we get that physical cleaning, now I can give them coaching and tools so they can continue to live in this same environment. A lot of the other larger decluttering companies, they force clients to stage items outside only for pickup, or they only offer virtual decluttering services, but not us. Southern Belle Cleaners, we put in our gloves and we get right in there. We're helping our clients because they need to be in a better no infestation living situation. So today, what I'm asking for you all is to connect us with other organizations whose mission is seniors and those who are in mental health conditions. But more importantly, we really want to start the conversation about decluttering and hoarding in the Black community, which can sometimes be a lot more of a judgmental experience. So we're asking, and we would love to be connected to those who have TV, podcasts, other media outlets, so we can share more positive approaches when our community is addressing loved ones who are in hoarding situations. So please, I invite you to connect with us on LinkedIn, and remember, Southern Belle Cleaners, with all of your decluttering needs through life's transitions.
Well done. We're going to start with Michelle this time with the first question.
Thank you so much for that presentation.
Thank you.
It's very relatable, and I could visualize as you were talking about the different types of people that you serve. So great job with that.
Thank you.
I wanted to know a little bit about your business model. You mentioned a lot with the partnership. So is it just B2B right now,
Yes.
or you're only partnering?
Yes. So to be transparent, we started initially with business to customers, spent a lot of money on Google and Nextdoor app ads. And we realized a lot of our clients cannot afford our services, because if they could afford our services, then they would already have a reoccurring housekeeping. So all of our clients, most of the time, cannot afford it. And so we partner with other organizations that are already servicing them. So they're already giving them food service, mental health concerns. And so this is just one more service that can come in and kind of just help them get back on their feet. But it is strictly business to business.
Got it. Okay. Thank you.
Yes, ma'am. I was like going around and I was like trying to, like figure out like, okay, this is my ideal client, somebody who's 60 to 80. They don't have any children. They don't have children in the area. And I came up with this ideal client, but my ideal client isn't looking for me. So I have to go where my ideal client is. Mm-hmm.
Fantastic. I love that. And so I got some recommendations for you. I know some folks.
That's what.
Can afford your services. Okay.
Okay.
So I do have a quick question. So can you talk to me a little bit about how you train your staff? Like how? Yes. Okay.
Yeah.
Where I was going.
So yesterday, during the branding session, when everybody was talking about values, my value is respect and judgment free. So when we're onboarding people, we do physical interviews where they actually come on site and they're actually interacting with us. And we pay attention to, we're very much yes, ma'am, no, ma'am to our staff. So that is, I'm bringing that Southern Belle to the mid-Atlantic area. And so we want to make sure that they understand that we want to treat them with respect. A lot of times they feel when people are coming in their homes that they're not being respected. So we start with yes, ma'am, no, ma'am. Miss Linda, where do you need this? Miss Linda, okay, we're not going to move this. And then we want to make sure that it's judgment free. If you start laughing, you're out. If we're dealing with very vulnerable people, and as soon as I see any kind of judgment, laughter, and even the first time I went into the first hoarding home, I was overwhelmed. I was like, this is a lot going on. But I also sat down with her and I was like, hey, I see where you are. I see where, we can help you. And those are the team members that we have. And I have an incredible staff that have been with me for a year plus. I had to pay them very well. So it isn't just something where I can just give them $15 an hour. So I do have to pay them extremely well because they are putting themselves liable in homes where they could take home bed bugs, they could take home roaches, they can take home different things. And I have to have people who are willing to go into that situation. So I've been very blessed to have other people, but I really believe that energy thing. So like when they see me like, let's get it, they're running me over. Like, I don't know if you saw one of the pictures when we were suited up. I can't even take pictures sometimes because they're already like ready to start, because they're looking at it. And a lot of them are from Honduras. In Honduras, they take a lot more care of their seniors. So they're almost judging us because we can shun a lot of our seniors a lot more.
I'd like to ask about, what is your experience in this area? What brought you to this field? And then for the sustainability, the desire to be a life coach, if you could talk more about how that might work into your business plan.
Okay, so real quick, I'm an engineer turned entrepreneur. I've applied for jobs and got different jobs. This is the first thing where my steps were 100% ordered. I did not ask for hoarding at all. I was started a cleaning business, thought I was happy with commercial cleaning. And then we got a request by the HOA. They said, hey, we're about to put a young lady out. Can you come over there? And we went over there, very overwhelming. I sat down with her. She has no children. I have no children. She's never been married. I've never been married. She's from Virginia. I'm from Tennessee. So it was a lot of things that I connected with her on. And I was like, this could be me in 20 years. It's so easy to forget about people. And so that's when she changed the whole trajectory of my entire life. And even though I have an engineering degree, 2 engineering degrees, this is what I was called to do. So I don't really have per se the background, but this is what I'm meant to do.
What are you going to do with the money?
Life coach. So I want to become a certified life coach. And so I need to pay for that.
Good job. All right. Good job.
And I am Whitley Gilbert.
Let's get it. Let's get it. I love it. Let's get it. Okay. I gave you a pass to get that little question in. I saw you. That's all good. That's right. Inquiring minds. Okay, I got another stat for you. Did you know that if Goldman Sachs says, so this is not just Melissa Bradley making it up, that if we invested more in Black women, we would have annual revenues of this country of $525 billion. So talk about opportunity costs. Next up, can we turn the mic off? That one. We hearing all the, Panos was working hard back there. Let's take a moment since we're making fun of him, but let's give a round of applause to the folks making this happen. As Panos, Matt, and Jasmine, thank you very much. We appreciate that. I want to say that, don't take this the wrong way when I say this, Roxand. When I saw you on the screen, I was like, wow, this is a powerful sister. And had such presence. And then she got here, I was like, oh, damn, I thought you were 6 feet tall. But it's okay. It's okay, because what it said is that good things come in small packages. So I'm very excited for you all to hear. I'm just saying, she got on heels now, so it's a little bit taller. But I'm excited to introduce, ladies and gentlemen, to Roxand Deames.
I do have on heels. I am Roxand Deames. I am a licensed professional counselor. Oh, I forgot my thingy. Okay. I'm a licensed professional counselor, supervisor, and I specialize in working with children and adolescents with an emphasis on foster care and adoption. In 2020, as many therapists were leaving their offices to go to a virtual platform, I actually opened an office and founded Serene Counseling and Wellness, where we help little people make big emotional and behavioral changes. And we do that by incorporating yogic movement, play, and mindfulness activities within our sessions. And that's really difficult to do from a virtual platform. So it's much more effective when we're in person. If you have kids, if you know kids, if you've seen kids, you would probably agree that many of our kids are not okay. In the last few years, there has been a rise in mental health crises within our children. Many of these are increases in anxiety, depression, trauma, and poor emotion regulation. So what this looks like is crises that you see at school, and they have behavior challenges at school, and there's conflict with their families and with their friends. sorry, saying a lot. um, when my experience with children is that you can only do so much with the child itself. You really have to get the buy-in from the families in order for them to get the most effective treatment. Because if you have a crisis with a child, you have a crisis with the whole family. So in order to meet the needs of the whole family, I grew my team from a team of me to a team of, this isn't all of us pictured, but there's a team of 8 therapists, and we have 3 graduate student interns at this time. We are culturally diverse, and we are culturally competent, and we are all specializing in children and families. Our team has been able to serve this year alone approximately 562 clients, providing individual, couples, and family sessions in addition to groups. One of the things that we are able to do because our team is so large, we can see most families within the same session hour. So we can split everybody up with their own therapist, and we get that done all at one time. So our children are our future. We want that future to be bright. So one of the things that we are wanting to do with this upcoming year is get all of our providers trained in parenting classes, co-parenting classes, and additional trauma treatment. Many of these trainings are very expensive. So with your investment, you guys can help us get all of our team trained. Thank you.
Give it up for Roxanne. And we're going to start with you.
Where do you get these children? Are you partnered with the state?
Mhm.
How are you getting 562 clients?
Excellent question. So I do have a background in foster care. And so our office is conveniently located right across the street from our Pearland area CPS office. So we have partnered with them. They bring a lot of their foster children to us. And we work with the family to help with the reunification process. In addition to that, we market on Psychology Today, and we have a partnership with our local schools. So when a child comes in with a crisis, we actually offer the services to the family, and sometimes we'll do that free of charge.
Excellent. Very informative, and you answered a lot of the questions that we have. So I think one of the things I just want to hear, what's the future? Like when you look at your company and what you've built, where do you go? What do you see?
I actually would like to get more into schools so that we can help support the teachers who are working with these children, and also partner more with foster care agencies so that we can also embrace those children that don't necessarily have their biological parents, but are incorporating into foster homes and adoptive homes.
Thank you for, definitely very informative as a former educator. I appreciate everything that you're doing for the little kids to help them make big improvements, as you said. My question is, how will the funding from the grant complement or enhance your current financial gains, your revenue?
So what we were actually looking at is purchasing some curriculum, some what is it called? Evidence-based, sorry. We were looking to purchase some evidence-based curriculum for parenting and co-parenting classes, and then getting all of our staff trained to deliver that curriculum. So with that, we also want to take it into the schools. A lot of our schools try to do parenting workshops, and we want to be able to deliver that to the school system.
So you've talked about more training for your staff. This is a very emotionally exhausting field to be in. What
Yes.
other kinds of things do you do for your staff? Would this money be used for anything to help your staff maintain their own emotional health?
That is an excellent question. I do actually encourage everyone that works with me. We are very big on self-care. I check in. I mean, I am a supervisor, so a lot of them came up under me as they became licensed. So I emphasize self-care. So we already have something built in. So this could essentially help give us more opportunities for self-care with the staff.
Let's say you get this pitch money.
Mhm.
What are your next immediate steps that you're going to implement your business to see this growth and scale?
So the immediate steps is actually to do the trainings. We've already researched the trainings and the curriculum that we are wanting to do. One of our biggest challenges as mental health professionals, especially here in Texas, we are in the medical industry. We are the lowest paid. So trainings are very expensive. So having this will get us into those trainings, which we have already researched. So that will be our first step.
We still have
Yep.
time for questions.
Right, y'all okay
The
over there? You
pressure-
got
I
a
mean,
minute and a half.
pressure. So many were answered, which is amazing. And so we talked about growth.
You talked about money.
Oh, your key streams of income. So currently, tell us your key streams of income, like currently.
So we actually are in network with multiple insurance companies, which is another thing that many therapists, as they also move to their virtual platforms, they moved away from insurance and are now on a cash pay basis. So we accept most major carriers and about 7 Medicaid providers. So that is how we get our current income. And we do have some self-pay clients, and we have a sliding scale for those who can't afford our full fee and don't have insurance to utilize.
I know you said you were based in Texas. Are you primarily only serving students in Texas? Have you taken this across the country or only Texas?
So at this time, we are only able to practice in the state that we are licensed in. We are hoping that Texas will join the interstate compact. So once they do the site compact, we will be able to go across state lines.
You can go ahead and ask your question.
Yes. I don't think we could sell the product itself unless we packaged it as a virtual training option, which in the future, I do actually want to add some training options and training for other clinicians and also for potential educators to utilize in their schools as well.
Thank you very much, Roxanne. I was about to say, she's homegrown. See, you knew it was coming. I appreciate that. You knew it was coming. I was like, she's even from your town. Like, come on. Come on. Okay, you ready for another fact? You should be writing these down. It might be on Jeopardy one day. Okay, here's a fact. This is about women entrepreneurs in general. Do you know that US-based women-owned businesses were their own country? If they were their own country, they would have the 5th largest GDP. They would be ahead of countries including France, United Kingdom, and Italy. So go to the YWCA and what they're doing, all of this work in terms of supporting entrepreneurs. All right. Last but not least is Briana Harelson of Bree's Dance Place. You know, anybody ever got kids? Anybody got kids? Right? Okay. You know, like I have 6. So, you know, like there's always one that's like, oh, I'm here. I'm ready. Briana was the first person to respond to every email I ever sent, no matter what time of the night. She was the first person to be here. I'm ready. I'm ready to practice. She is always on. And I share that not to make fun, but to be impressed because she got 3 kids and they're all under double digits. So like, you go, girl. Which clearly said to me that if she's got that kind of energy, clearly I need to be in a daggone dance class. But ladies and gentlemen, Briana.
Thank you, Melissa. All right, so I'm the owner of Bree's Dance Place, which is a multi-generational dance studio located in Maryville, Indiana. So in 2018, I was looking for prenatal dance classes in Northwest Indiana. I was pregnant with my first child, Paul II, and there was nothing. It was so much miseducation. If you lift your hands over your head, the baby's umbilical cord gonna be wrapped around your neck. So what I created was Bree's Bump and Dance class. And at 6 months pregnant, I took it on a 7-city tour across the United States. So Bree's Dance Place, we're going to talk about all the specifics of it, but that's how we got started. And there's so much growth and opportunity in our studio. So that's how we started, right? And we were encouraging and inspiring and educating over 200 moms. In 2018, we did that for a year. We were featured on Windy City Live and Let's Make a Deal. So after that, I faced another dilemma. Children were being over-sexualized in the dance industry. So in 2019, we opened our first physical location, focusing on age-appropriate choreography, costumes, and music for our children. To date, thank you so much. Today, we work with over 2,000 families. We've given away over $25,000 in scholarships and grants. And now we're a multi-generational studio. So we believe that dance changes lives and it's for all ages, stages, and abilities. So we use dance as a vehicle of healing. So the dance studio industry is a $4.4 billion industry, expected to rise about 3% over the next 5 years. And these are some of our service lines. So we do ballet, tap, jazz, modern, hip hop, acro, tumbling, all of these classes, but we also do a mom squad, a dad squad. We do our heels classes because we focus on age appropriate. So if you've grown, you can do the heels classes, but if you're 4, you shouldn't be doing a heels class. We also have retail. So we have a lot of different service lines in our business. And I was the only one who was working in our business in 2018. I was the only instructor, but in 2021, we grew to 5. 2022, 7 staff, now we're at 10. And we were only open 5 months before the pandemic. So I'm happy to say that we're back to our pre-COVID numbers and we're expected to grow. What you see is the increase in adding additional classes. So we added on musical theater. We've also increased our competition team dance line, and we're expected to continue to grow year over year. So it's been about 14% average growth every year in our business. And so we have even a more growth opportunity, which is focusing on our on-demand classes for expectant moms. That has the potential to be a franchise model and go global. So what do you do in that 4th trimester after the baby is here and you need that community, you need those friends, and you need that family? So, and then opening our next physical location because we're busting at the seams and we need new space. So that's where we would use our money for, is our new location, and then investing in that pregnancy and new mom experience, 4th trimester, the bump and dance class. Thank you. I welcome all your questions now.
Well done. Well done. Mariko.
Sure. That was awesome, Briana. Thank you for sharing. Thank you for caring. Thank you for making sure that things are age appropriate. I absolutely love it. So, you know, she answered kind of all the questions for me. Let me see. Okay, so we talked about international. I don't know. Somebody else want to go first? Go first.
Okay, so this new location, are you going to be buying it? Are you going to be renting it? Are you currently owning your location? Do you currently rent? So if you're renting, how do you sustain that? You know, so, you know, buildings, brick and mortar is often such a huge expense. So
yeah, so we currently rent our location right now. We are looking to build a new location because rent, I could have paid for the building already, right? And so there's opportunity. Even my husband's a photographer, so not just it be dance, but also gymnastics, because we're certified. We're Black owned and we're the largest in Northwest Indiana. So taking that population of gymnastics and dance in that facility, and then having optional space for other businesses to come in and rent space as well. We've done events even at our dance studio. We've done bridal showers, we've done repasses, because after the pandemic, people didn't have a place to gather, so we could do small gatherings. So a dance studio / event space is the goal, no less than 7,500 square feet. We have 3 dance rooms right now, and those are filled to capacity. So that's why we would use the money to expand, and we would like to buy. We would not like to rent. We would like to rent out our space to others, but yes. And how do we sustain that? We're very much about other small businesses. So even during our recitals, we also have vendors who have other businesses come in and they rent booth space. And so we have a strong entrepreneur community in Northwest Indiana where we bring in other entrepreneurs because we all need to grow together.
Hi.
Hi.
So my question is around, I know you talked a lot about your competitive edge, you know, with the bump and dance and making sure our young girls are covered and clothed. I have a daughter, so I totally get that. What do you plan on doing, or what do you have in place to maintain your competitive edge as the market evolves, as social media sexualizes these girls even more? What is it? What drives your mission and vision of keeping our young girls appropriate?
Mm-hmm.
And how is that going to help your business get revenue in the market?
Yeah, so because we're really focusing on the whole family, dance for all ages, stages, and abilities, I believe the buy-in from our community is not just the children, it's their parents as well. I have noticed that demographic of the teens is a little bit challenging because they want to twerk, you know, they want to do all of that. So what we've implemented is an internship program where if they're in interested in entrepreneurship, they come and they join our internship program. They can assist with those toddler classes, and we get them in to learn how to answer phones, to learn how to do digital marketing. So we definitely have a pipeline. We partner with the local high schools to develop their dance team programs as well. So we make sure that we're meeting everybody at the level that they're at to continue, and then just hold on to our standard. Like, we're not going to change with the times. Right is still right. We are also a part of More Than Just Great Dancing, which has youth protection advocates of dance, making sure that we're protecting our children, because somebody has to stand up. It will go all the way left. We have to just hold that standard and bring in more training to understand like your worth and your value outside of your physical body, but in your mind, your spirit, and what you bring to the table as far as your education. So we teach that. We teach life. We do positive affirmations at the beginning of the class. Like, that's our motto. We just don't teach dance. We teach life, and continue to have that messaging throughout everything we do is how we're going to maintain that.
That's awesome. So I know you mentioned COVID and you talked about your revenues kind of being back. Did you have an online platform for training? Like, I live in Maryland. Can I tap in?
So we do. We definitely do. But what we've noticed with our demographic right now in Northwest Indiana, they all want to be in person, but we have the capacity to be online for offering dance globally. And that is we see the most growth for the pregnancy and new mom, because children is hard to have them on the screen and the Zoom, but for the adults, they get the most value of being, virtual and having those classes. So that's really our growth opportunity there. But we can do virtual classes for your baby if they're interested. We do have that capacity.
Thorough. The fact that we don't have questions is a really good thing.
We do have a documentary out on Comcast Rise, if you want to see our documentary there. And then my background, I went to Howard University. I got my major in business and a dance minor there. So that's my experience bringing dance and the arts together.
How large is your your ownership? Is it just you and your husband?
It's my husband got his own business. That's my
Okay.
yeah, 100% me.
I thought earlier.
No, it's just, but yeah, we work well together, but it's just my business. I own 100% of the business.
And on that note, thank you very much. She said, not today. The judges are going to go do their job of figuring out who gets what. But I want to end with this quote. Maya Angelou said, I've learned that, that's not the right one. I'm sorry. Wait a minute. I've learned that people will forget what you said. People will forget what you did. People will never forget how you made them feel. I don't know about you, but these women made me feel hopeful. They made me feel seen. They made me know that somebody's trying to solve the problems that all my kids have. This is a cue for y'all to go. No, you're gonna go. Thank you. Goodbye. Let's wish them well on their journey. Bye. They got so excited. So before we have a video that we're going to show you that I think just further exemplifies why it's so important to invest in women and why it's so important to invest in Black women. And I'm honored to say that I've had the privilege to know Michelle. But as the judges are leaving, I want you to start doing your own tabulations in your mind of who would you vote for, right? So let me tell you what the judges their criteria are. Y'all ready for the criteria? See, I figured they would want to know, right? So there's 4 things that they're grading the presenters on. The first is, does the business offer a defined competitive advantage? The second one, the business goals are attainable and clearly defined. The team has a proven track record or relevant sector experience, and the business model is scalable. So that's what the judges are pondering right now. Is the video ready? Not yet. Okay, well, that's good because they want me to repeat it again. So that's good. The business offers a defined competitive advantage. The business goals are attainable and clearly defined. The team has a proven track record or relevant sector experience, and the business model is scalable. So if you have any issues with who you think should win, make sure you talk to Ann, Mariko, or Michelle, but not to me. That's for sure. So it looks like we are ready with the video. Is that correct? We are ready? Okay. Before we do that, I just want to remind a couple of things. One, I again want to thank you all for being here and watching on the live stream. What these young women did, and for some of them, this was the first time they've ever done it in person, is really hard. It's a big deal to be vulnerable, to put yourself out there, to not know what somebody's going to ask you. But I want to give them one more round of applause because I think they all did an amazing, amazing job. Amazing job. And as you heard, many of them are relatively early in their journey, but making great progress. So I'm honored to tee up this video that will highlight Michelle Rodriguez, who is the founder of Mael. And if you remember, Mael has just recently been purchased by P&G, an amazing success story and a great exit strategy. Roll the video.
My name is Monique Rodriguez, and I am the CEO and founder of Mael Organics. My background is in registered nursing. I became a nurse right after graduating college, and even though I always had the entrepreneurial bug, I wasn't exposed to entrepreneurship growing up. So I didn't even know that it was possible for someone that looked like me. But however, when I was a kid, growing up, I was always a very driven, a very determined kid. And I knew that in order for me to have the things that I wanted in life, I knew that I had to work hard in order to get them. So I've always had a really good work ethic. And I have always been really passionate about the beauty and hair space ever since I was a little girl. And that passion was rediscovered in 2014 when I started posting on social media my different hair care routine. And I started making my own homemade hair concoctions, trying to nurse my hair back to health. And what I realized is that other women were facing some of the same hair challenges that I was facing. And people then started to request to buy from me via social media. But why did I enter into the nursing field? It was because I thought that was my only option to be successful. My mom growing up had always ingrained in me the medical field. That was the route to go because that was what I was exposed to. So I did what I felt was the safest route to success. I did not feel fulfilled in my nursing career. I always felt and yearned for something more. And I knew there was something more to life than just going with the motions. But my nursing career prepared me for what I do today. Having that science background and knowing how to communicate with people and to garner trust with people was a part of my nursing journey that I needed to start Mael and what I still do to market Mael today. And was it difficult to leave my career in nursing to start Mael? It wasn't, because when I was creating Mael, it brought me so much joy, and I love building a brand and doing something that I was truly passionate about. And yes, I did have people question my decision to leave my nursing career. Absolutely they did. But I didn't let it bother me because I knew the vision that I had and that God gave me the vision. He didn't give it to anyone else. And so I had to trust that vision and, more importantly, trust my gut. Mael came to me because I saw that there was a lack of relatability, a lack of education for natural hair, and a lack of authenticity and high quality products. I saw that that was a void in the market that I can fulfill. Did we seek investors right away in starting Mael? Did we seek investors right away to start Mael? No, because we bootstrapped our way up. Now, we did do a line of credit from our bank in 2018, but we didn't take on investment until 2020. Any advice that I would give to upcoming entrepreneurs that are looking to start their business, to grow their brand, is to make sure that you do a thorough conduct of market research and be able to truly understand your target audience, understand what is the competitive landscape, and understand what are the industry trends. Be obsessed with your customer. Know your product and your service inside and out. You have to understand what are your strengths, what are your weaknesses, and what are some of the unique selling points that you can differentiate yourself from your competitor. And I would say also start with something that you are extremely passionate about. As I mentioned, I started Mael because it was a passion of mine. And that passion is going to be the enthusiasm that you need to drive you through the challenges, because I will tell you, there will be bumps in the road and there will be challenges. But look at those challenges as an opportunity. You have to also ensure that your business aligns with your values, and your personal mission. And I would say understanding that the financial stability of your company is the foundation. So keep a close eye on your finances, monitor your cash flow, expenses, and revenue regularly. And also remember, everyone's journey is different and unique, and there is no one-size-fits-all formula for success. Make sure you continue to learn, be able to adapt, and a passion for what you do. It can significantly contribute to your entrepreneurial success. I know because I have lived it. What are Mayel's brand's values? Our brand values are to empower, excite, and educate through unique experiences that will always remain true and authentic to our consumer. We start with the consumer and we end with the consumer journey. Everything that we do is about our mavens and our mavericks. We have been able to scale to create a strategic partnership with P&G to scale globally and create more accessibility to high quality products for our mavens and our mavericks, because we truly feel that they deserve to have great products accessible everywhere. And what I am most proud of with Mayel is that we have been able to truly meet our consumer needs. We have been able to innovate faster than our competitive landscape and create an engaging connection with our mavens and mavericks that we serve. And we have an obsession with our consumer like none other. And that I am truly proud about that, because our consumers know it and they appreciate that. If I can go back 10 years, the advice I would give myself is to embrace failure. Understand that failure is a natural part of growth and learning, and don't be afraid to fail. Instead, use that as an opportunity to learn and improve and to do better. Remember that success often takes time. Be patient with the process. Stay persistent in your efforts. Overnight success is very rare. Most achievements come from being very consistent, disciplined, hard work, and it happens over time. And remember, this is a continuous journey of growth and discovery. Each experience, whether it's positive, whether it's negative, is going to contribute to the betterment of your development. And the way that you do that is by staying resilient, being open-minded, and most importantly, be authentic, stay true to yourself. Because when you do that, you'll be able to navigate the ups and downs of life with greater strength and, more importantly, purpose.
Who knows? All right. Well, the judges are still debating, and I don't blame them. But there's a couple of things I just want to share with you. One is that this is a huge opportunity to have YWCA recognize and P&G recognize that investing in women, and particularly women of color, is a huge asset builder, not just for themselves, but for the community. So we are deeply grateful to P&G and to YWCA. Give them a round of applause. Okay. And then I'm just curious, anybody in here have a business? Okay, you put your hand up first. So we're going to put you on the spot. You get 30 seconds to tell me about your business. So remember they say you never know when opportunity is going to knock. Opportunity is knocking right now. Are you ready? Okay, stand up. Come on. Oh, wait. She needs to come up here so they can see. Okay, come on. Come on. Come on. Yeah, okay, there you go. Right. Okay, here you go. Stand up there so that everybody can see you. All right.
Okay, I can do it. Hello, everyone. My name is Melody Blackwood, and I am the owner and founder of Juve Leadership Wellness Center. I am an educator of over 19 years, believe it or not, and I did not start at 8, like some people will say they did. My goal is to empower leaders with improving their instructional systems, as well as tending to the health and wellness of our leaders in the process. So I do things such as teaching them how to balance their calendar, pay attention to themselves, build strong teams, and to implement strategies that are going to create sustainable systems for their youth.
Thank you very much. What do they say? Stay ready so you ain't got to get ready. I love that. Okay, somebody else had their hand up. Who else? Oh, okay. All right. Hang on. Okay, come on. Come on. I'm clocking you. You got 30 seconds.
Okay, let me make it fast.
Hey, y'all.
Hi, I'm Nakia Hillary Sims, Hillary Consulting Services. So a year ago today, I had two things called a retinal detachment. Losing vision in my right eye, gaining 25 pounds. That could have been the end of my story. But it was the beginning of Hillary Consulting Services. Hillary Consulting Services, we provide two things. First, there's fitness. I was told that because I have a visual impairment, I work with the Texas Workforce Commission. They have something called vocational rehabilitation services. What is that, you ask? Well, if you have mental health, physical, I help people with their IPE and navigate the system, and reach out on Hillary Consulting Services. And thank you all for being amazing. Thank you.
See, this is where the Sandman comes in, right? That's remember the Apollo, but well done. You got a lot of information. I love the excitement and enthusiasm. Are you from Texas? I could tell. Woo, yes, indeed. See, that's what I'm talking about. You are repping for sure. That's what I'm talking about. Can I ask the folks in the back to go back to the slide with all of the presenters on it, please? I appreciate that. I'm going to ask Jessica and Vanessa. Jessica is from the YWCA USA, and Vanessa is from P&G to please join us on stage as we talk about who's going home with some money. And Vanessa, I'm going to see if you want to say anything, since you are sponsoring this and you are making the investment.
Yes. Hi, everybody. Vanessa Sherris. I did not expect to speak, but will always welcome the opportunity to do so. I am so happy to be here with you all. This is actually my first pitch competition, and I have been blown away. And so on behalf of P&G, I am happy that we continue to make investments like this, and I'm really excited to see what else is to come. Congratulations to everybody in advance. You guys did a wonderful job.
Awesome. Well, and let's give one more round of applause to the judges, because what I understand was this was not an easy task in such a short amount of time. So let's give it up for Anne, for Michelle, and for Mariko. All right. I hope I'm saying it. Mariko. Oh, see, I said better late than never, y'all. Better late than never. Okay, so how many people think Genesis wins?
Wait,
I mean,
what?
that's not how we're deciding. I'm just asking. It's called audience participation. How many people think Sheila wins? See, my sister knows where I'm going. How many people think Emaline wins? How about Roxand? How about Briana? Okay, but see, this sister right here, no, everybody wins. So the beauty about this pitch competition is every sister is going home with some money. Everybody is getting some money. Everybody's getting some money. So I'm going to call y'all up in terms of your awards, and we'll ask you to stand here. I know. Emiline's like, I know I'm a winner. Let me go to the Southern Bells. Like, let me go get my money. So we'll call them up. I know I changed it up a little bit. We're going to call you up, do a round of applause. We'll take some pictures with our lovely sponsors. And then at the end, we'll do a group photo. All right. But this is where we need Houston to be in the house. Okay. All right. So there are 3 individuals who will go home with $2,500. Okay. And the first person going home with $2,500 is Genesis. And something to remember and buy as well. I know, right? Ooh. Yep. I hear it. This young lady right here is working hard. No, stay right here. Stay up here. She's working hard with those pictures. Okay, you ready for the next? She got caught off guard. You ready for the next one? Okay. The next person going home with $2,500 is Sheila. Of course. I'm listening for the beeps, so we know we got it. Just so people know what's happening on live stream. We have the photographer here making sure she captures these beautiful people. The third person who's going to go home with $2,500 is Briana. While they're taking those pictures, I just have to say, y'all at the YWCA, y'all got fits. Okay, look at the coordination of these sisters right here. I was like, y'all must have like texted like we wearing like lavender purple mauve theme today, right? And then of course at the center, here's the persimmon theme today. I learned that it was not orange, but okay. All right, so I know now. I know. Did you get your photos? Okay, that is awesome. All right, there we go. Thank you. Give them a round of applause. Okay, so there's two prizes left. The first prize is $10,000. The second prize is $7,500. Which one you want to hear first? Oh, okay, you want to be traditional on how this goes. Okay, all right, okay. So the $7,500 is going to Emaline. It's coming. We got better than, you know why we didn't do the checks? Because we knew you could not carry those on the plane. For those of you who are going home, this is about saving the environment, and the checks would have got bent on the airplane, and then you would have been mad. So better yet, you get an award, and the check is on its way. All right, and that means that $10,000 goes to Roxand. Give it up, people, give it up. Oh, look, now we learned that people were betting beforehand. Okay. I love it. Well, as we ask you all to pose together for one last picture, I want to thank each and every one of you who are still here, who came and supported, because you being present made all the difference in the world. For those of you who are on live stream, thank you so much for joining us. And I hope at some point in time, everybody is able to do what these young ladies have done, which is to use your courage to manifest your dreams. Have an amazing evening. Okay. And then before we leave, as they take these beautiful pictures, Jessica is going to give us some closing remarks.
Thank you so much to our MC. Okay. Everyone, please stay for photos. One more round of applause for our pitch competition finalists. All right, y'all, we gave away all the monies, and I love that for us. Really, really, really excited. This has been such an energizing past 2 days. And again, congratulations to our finalists. Congratulations to our winner, Roxand. Super, super proud of you all. And I feel a personal connection. We had an opportunity to connect a bit at dinner yesterday, and I was just, good luck, good luck, good luck. Can't wait. And really was so inspired and fed by not only your choice to participate in this pitch competition, but the work that you all do, the need that you're addressing with your work. And so really, really want to underscore my personal appreciation for what you do and how you do it. So thank you. So as we conclude today's program, we have thanked our partners over and over and over again. And there's a reason for that. There's a reason for that. Without our partners like Procter & Gamble, like TJX Foundation, events like this, not impossible to put on, but certainly more difficult. And what we've learned throughout these 2 days is that when women work together, we make things happen. We need each other. We need the community. We need the shared wisdom. And so really, those were the things that I took away from today. So overall, I'd like to, of course, thank YWCA Houston again for hosting this gathering. And if YWCA Houston is still in the house, can you all please stand so we can see y'all? in your wonderful beauty. Please give it up for these ladies. And of course, all of our participants, thank you all. Give it up for yourselves for making this investment, for taking away these 2 days. We could have been doing anything else, and we chose to come here and invest in ourselves and to invest in each other. So thank you again. So excited for our finalists and for our winners. And this has been a really incredible 2 days. I have a question for my logistics folks. Am I closing, or just the pitch? We're closing. All right, so I can say all my other stuff. I left my notebook down on the table, and I'm wondering if one of you could bring it over, because I hope this part can be a conversation. Thank you. Okay. Over the last 2 days, I've been using these notebooks, and I thought they were real fancy. When I came, I said, y'all got Post-it notes in here. Okay, I feel spoiled. And so really, I wanted to share with you all a couple of things that I took away, and hope to hear from a couple of you what you took away. What's the mantra, the quote that you might put, if you're like me, in your notebook? I have a notes app in my phone with a whole list of quotes to live by. And not all by famous folks who've written books. Some of them are from my coworkers, my colleagues, my co-conspirators, I call them. Some of them are from family. And so here are some that I took away. Be in your own lane. And specifically, our competition example from our panel on the first day, Canes versus Lanes, y'all. That story had me laughing. Canes on one side of the street, lanes on the other side, lines out of both. And what that shows is that there's space for all of us to succeed. And I thought that was a really important story, that collaboration and competition can coexist, and they should. How do we differentiate ourselves from each other in the business world? We need to have a unique value proposition. We need to never give up. And my favorite, go where you are celebrated, not tolerated. Okay, that one hit for all of us. Look, write it down, girl. Go ahead. Plan your work, from our keynote, Jasmine Crow, Houston. Plan your work your plan. Actually, that was from her grandmama, and come on, grandmothers who pour into us. My grandmother saw who I was at 2 years old. And so when she shared that, I'm like, come on, Jasmine, with the grandmother wisdom. Plan your work your plan. And from Elaine, this morning, I wrote down 2, and I could go on, and I want to hear from you all. So I'm just trying to, we heard a lot of good stuff. So I'm trying to stir up our memories together. I will always win if I go as me. Okay. And then my favorite, which I told her it should be on a shirt. I said, I ain't going to take it. I hope that you get it on a shirt soon before somebody else get it on a shirt. I am the sauce. Okay. I am the sauce. And so before we continue on with our close, I just want to hear from you all. What are some things that stuck out? What are some things you want to make sure that this unique community of women that we've built, that we hold on to? Oh, come on. She said, I got it. You don't have to ask me twice, Jessica.
So I'm Victoria Hinojosa, and the 2 that really stood out for me were, you are one of one. There's no one else like you, from Elaine. And also, don't put ceilings on your life. Those 2.
Love those. Yes. Thank you. I see Anne here, and then we'll come over. We got one in the back.
The YWCA mission is eliminating racism and empowering women. But the second half
of the mission statement is promoting peace, justice, freedom, and dignity for all. And that word dignity is so important. I heard dignity come out in all of your pitches, and I appreciated that. And we have heard about dignity, feeling dignity for ourselves and towards ourselves, expecting to be treated with dignity. So dignity is key to empowering women, and it is key to eliminating racism.
Thank you, Anne. That is our lovely vice chair of the YWCA USA Board of Directors. You see why I call her my sister friend? All right, yes. Something that stuck out for you.
Design the life of your dreams by Ms. Bennett this morning. Thank you so much.
Yes, design the life of your dreams. Thank you. Okay, anyone else? Quote that stuck out, or a realization you had. Yes, please. Sheree, we got right here.
Don't try, decide.
Don't try, decide. Because you just lied if you said you're getting on the Peloton at 5. Did you set the alarm? Is what Elaine asked us. And I said, no, but I'll see you tomorrow. So overall, I hope that you all have felt poured into these last 2 days. I hope. I'm not going to miss you, my sister. Come on, give us a quote. What
It's
stuck
not a
out for
quote.
you?
I just want to make a comment.
Please.
I'm Sarah Freddie. I'm on the Houston board of the
Mhm.
YMCA. YWCA, you're right.
Mhm.
Thank you. But I want to say, having been here and witnessed and experienced this, it has renewed my commitment to service and to community.
Wow.
And being a part of the YWCA board and seeing women of all colors, backgrounds, and races, I hope you take this back to your community and encourage more women to get involved with the YWCA, with the collaboration and commitment from all of us. And you always say, each one, teach one, each one, reach one. We're really, that's kind of the essence of who we are. And this has just been a beautiful experience. I'm renewed, recommitted, and going back out to my community, getting more and more women involved. Because as you said, the power we have as women.
Yes.
And the financial power we have as women. But if we collaborate more and work with one another, we level up further than we could ever go.
Thank you. Oh my goodness. You see, we had to make time to hear our sister. We did level up together. And I don't know about you all, I feel fed. I feel energized. I feel like I got to get my life together in some places. So we'll work on that together. I've got my accountability buddies that work with me. Dr. Dion Blue said, Jessica, you're going to see me. So we're going to be on Zoom. I'm going to look at you. So have your check-in folks, the folks that you shared space with today, who heard what you committed to, who heard what your dreams are, those big dreams, the one that make you, what does it make you queasy? You don't want to say, make your stomach hurt a little bit. Come on, Marco. Those are the ones we got to write down, the ones that make our stomachs hurt a little bit. So thank you for that call in and for that call to action. Before we go, there are a few more things that I'd like to share. On the topic of thinking teams, anyone on the YWCA USA team in this space, can you please stand? Let me tell you about these incredible people that I get to work with every day, who give so much of themselves to make sure that these spaces are cultivated for us to come in and do our best work. And I really just wanted to take the opportunity to honor them, their work, the ways that they give of themselves sacrificially, and a special shout out to the programs team led by the Vice President of Programs, Michelle Nelson Hawkins. Her partner in crime, Jasmine Reeves in the back. You all must have seen her running, making sure everything was okay for us. I want to shout out the Vice President of Learning and Development, Ms. Sheree McDonald. Both of them are doing such an excellent job to make sure that these spaces are ones that are designed for us to thrive within, and I feel thrived. I feel all the way thrived, and that's not proper usage of the word, but I can't think of a better way to say how I feel. And so we make sure I say all the things I need to say. We've got one more thing. We're giving away a prize. I see you, my sister. I didn't forget about you. First Horizon Bank did a raffle for us, and they would like to give away a basket, a prize. And I wanted to make sure that we did that because we don't want to send them home with a gift they came to give to one of us. I'm not in the raffle. I wish I was. But here it comes. We're going to call out the name and offer you this gift, and then we'll close out our summit. Thank you. This is our friend Lynn from First Horizon Bank. Come on. Oh, you're going to have me draw the name? So much pressure.
Yes.
Okay.
There's only one criteria to come to my table and talk to me and give me a business card. So those are limited. We're going to pull one. If you'll hold that for me.
She's looking away. She's not cheating, y'all. All right. We got.
This person did not have a card with them, but they used mine. And it is Rhonda Holmes. Is she still here?
Rhonda Holmes.
Present to win.
Oh boy. Let's go do the next one.
The next one is, can't read it, Caitlin Floyd.
Caitlin Floyd. Oh wow, this whoever the third person is, this basket was yours.
Nobody wanted to play yet. Me again. It's everybody on that. Sherry Gilks. Nope.
You said what, Jasmine? Did anybody? But that's a. We have one person, so I feel like by default.
Jeannie? Teeny?
Lynn, my sister, how would you feel if we gave this to Roxand, who is our only attendee who put a card in the basket? Thank you, Lynn. Thank you, thank you, thank you. One of our exhibitors for the conference. Roxand, come on. Today is your day, my sister. Come on. I see you with the sparkly heels. Come on. Come get your gift. You're so welcome. All right, everyone. That's our program. One more round of applause for our planning team. And I'm going to pass the mic to Michelle Nelson Hawkins.